Chapter 32 of the Way of Perfection. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Anne Boulay. The Way of Perfection by St. Teresa of Avila, translated by the Reverend John Dalton. Chapter 32. She explains the words, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven," etc. Our good Master having now asked for us, and having also taught us to ask for a favor of such value, which includes all the things which we can desire in this world, and having bestowed so great a favor upon us, as to make us His brethren, let us consider what He wishes us to give to His Father, and what He offers to Him for us, and what He desires of us, since it is proper that we should serve Him by something answerable to such great favors. O good Jesus, who givest so little on our part, whereas Thou askest much from us, although if we consider the thing in itself, it is nothing in comparison to what we owe so great a King. But it is certain, my Lord, that since Thou hast given us Thy kingdom, Thou dost not deprive us of everything, and we give all that we can, if we give it as we say in the next words, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." You did well, our good Master, in making the above petition, that we may be able to accomplish what you offer to us. Were it not so, O Lord, this seems to me impossible to do, but because your Father performs what you desire Him, about giving us here His kingdom, I know we shall also find you faithful, in giving Him that which you offer for us. For when earth shall become heaven, it will be possible to accomplish your will in me, but without this, and in a soil so barren as mine is, I know not, Lord, how it can be possible. It is a great favor which you offer. And when I think of this, I smile at those persons who dare not beg crosses of our Lord, because they think He must needs send them immediately. I speak not of those who wish not to have them out of humility, because they consider themselves unable to bear them. Though for my part I consider, that He who gives them such a great love of Him, as to desire so sharp a means of expressing it, will give them strength to bear these crosses also. I would ask those who do not pray for crosses, through fear of their being sent to them immediately, what they say when they beseech our Lord to accomplish His will in them. It is indeed to say that which all say, but not to do it. This, sisters, would not be well. Consider that our good Jesus seems here to be our Emperor, and to be willing to mediate between us and His Father, and this to His no small cost. Now, it would not be proper, that what He offers for us, we in reality should fail to perform. Let us rather not say the words. I will now show it another way. Consider, daughters, this promise must be fulfilled, whether we will or no. Take my advice then, and believe me, and make a virtue of necessity. O my Lord! What a great consolation is this to me, that Thou wouldst not leave to so bad a will as mine the accomplishing or not accomplishing of Thy will. Were the accomplishment of Thy will in heaven and on earth in my hands, what a condition should I be in? I therefore now freely give you mine, although at a time when it is not free from much self-interest. For I have tried, and this by long experience, what gain is obtained by resigning my will to yours. O my friends, what a great benefit is acquired here! O what a great loss, when we do not perform what we promise God in the Our Father, respecting what we offer Him. Before I tell you what is gained thereby, I will show you what you offer, lest you afterwards should consider yourselves deceived, and say you did not understand it. Let us not be like certain religious women, who do nothing but promise, and when they do not keep their promise, they give this excuse and say, "We did not understand what we promised." It may now be the case here, for to say we will resign our will to that of another seems very easy, till by trying it we discover it is a most difficult thing to be done, if it be done as it ought to be done. It is easy to utter, but hard to execute. And if they thought one was not more important than the other, they understood it not. Make those understand it, who shall make their profession in this house, by a long trial of them. Let them not suppose they are to bring words only, they must bring works also. Yet superiors do not always guide us with rigor, because they see we are weak, and sometimes they rule the weak and the strong in the same manner. But here it is not so, for our Lord knows what everyone can bear, and when he sees one that has strength, he does not desist till he has accomplished his will in him. I wish, then, to inform and remind you what this his will is. Do not fear that it is to give you riches, pleasures, and honors, or any worldly advantages. Our Lord has greater love for you, and he highly values what you give him, and desires to reward you amply, since even when you are alive, he gives you his kingdom. Do you wish to see, then, how he acts towards those who say this to him in sincerity? Ask his glorious Son, who said this when he prayed in the garden. As he uttered it with resolution and an entire will, see if he accomplished in him, by giving him such an abundance of troubles, pains, injuries, and persecutions, till at last he ended his life by the death of the cross. Here then you see, daughters, what he gives to him whom he loved most, and hereby we may know what his will is. Thus these are his gifts in this world. He acts conformably to the love he has for us. To those whom he loves more, he gives these gifts the more. To those less, whom he loves less. And so in proportion to the courage he sees in everyone, and to the love he has for his majesty. He sees that he who loves him much can suffer much for him. To him that loves little, he gives little. For my part, I think, that the rule of being able to bear great or little is that of love. Hence, sisters, if you possess this, endeavor that the words which you address to so great a Lord be not words of compliment, but force yourselves likewise to suffer what his majesty shall be pleased to send you. For if you give up your will in any other way, it is like a person who shows you a jewel, and offers it, yea, begs of you to take it. And when you stretch out your hand to receive it, he holds it fast and will not give it. These are not jests, which we are allowed to put upon one who has endured so many for us. For if there were nothing else, it is no reason why we should mock him so often, since it is not seldom that we say this to him in the Our Father. Let us now, once for all, give him the jewel freely, which we have so often pretended to give. It is true he gives it to us first, in order that we may give it to him again. Secular persons will do much, if they have earnest resolution to fulfill it, and you, daughters, will do a great deal also, by saying and doing in word and work, as indeed it seems we religious do. And yet sometimes we not only offer to give him the jewel, but we put it into his hands, and take it again. We suddenly become so generous, and afterwards so parsimonious, that it had been better in some respect we had been more cautious in giving. Now because all that I have advised you to do in this book is directed to the object of inducing to give yourselves up entirely to your Creator, of resigning our wills to his, and disengaging ourselves from him, of which you already understand the great importance, I will speak no more about it. But I will mention the reason why our good Master places here those words mentioned above, for he is one who knows how much we shall gain by doing this service to his eternal Father. Since by accomplishing these words, we dispose ourselves, in a very short time, to see ourselves arrived at our journey's end, and drinking of the living water of the already mentioned. For without resigning our own will entirely to our Lord, to regulate everything regarding us according to it, he will never allow us to drink of this water. This is perfect contemplation, which you desired me to write about, wherein, as I have shown, we do nothing on our part. We neither labor nor negotiate at all, nor is it more requisite, for all else disturbs and hinders us, except saying, Thy will be done. May your will, O Lord, be fulfilled in me, in whatever way you shall please. If you wish it to be fulfilled by afflictions, only grant me strength, and let them come. If by persecutions, sickness, disgrace, and poverty, lo, here I am. I will not turn away my face, O my Father. Nor is it fit I should turn my back. Since your Son offered, in the name of all this, my will also, there is no reason I should fail on my part. But do me the favor to give me your kingdom, that I may be able to accomplish your will, since he asked it of you for me. Dispose of me as one entirely yours, according to your will. O my sisters, how powerful is this gift! If it be present with the resolution it should be, it even induces the Almighty to become one with our baseness. It transforms us into himself, and unites the Creator with the creature. Consider whether or no you are well rewarded, and whether you have a good master, who, knowing by what means his Father's affection is to be gained, instructs us how and by what manner we are to serve him. Now the more resolute the soul is, and the more she shows by her actions that these are not words of mere compliment, the closer does our Lord unite us with himself, and exalt us above all things here below, and even above ourselves, in order to dispose us for receiving great favors. For even in this life, he is never tired with rewarding our services, so much does he value them, so that we know not what more to ask, and his majesty is never weary with giving. For not content with having made such a soul one with himself, by uniting her with himself, he begins to regale himself with her, and discover secrets to her, and he is pleased that she should understand what she has gained, and should know something of that which is to be given to her afterwards. He makes her lose the exterior senses, in order that no other object may occupy her attention. This is a rapture. He also begins to converse with her so very familiarly, that he not only restores her will to her, but with it gives her his own. For as our Lord converses so familiarly with her, he is pleased that they command by turns, as the expression is, and fulfill what the soul requests of him, as she performs what he requires of her. And this is done so much better, because he is powerful, and can do whatever he wills, and he never ceases to will. In the meantime, the poor soul cannot do what she desires, though she would wish, nor indeed can she do anything, except strength be given to her. And this is her greatest riches, to be the more indebted, the more she serves him. And oftentimes she is afflicted to see herself exposed to so many inconveniences, obstacles, and bonds, as the prison of this body brings with it, because she would be glad to pay off some part of what she owes. But she is very foolish to afflict herself so much, for though she may do all that lies in her power, what can we pay, who, as I have said, have nothing to give but what we receive? We can however know ourselves, and this we do by his assistance, viz., perfectly to resign ourselves to his will. All else is a hindrance to a soul which our Lord has advanced so far. It does harm, and no good. Observe, that I speak of a soul which our Lord has been pleased to join to himself by union and perfect contemplation, for humility alone is that which does everything, and this is not acquired by the understanding, but by a clear truth, which comprehends in a moment what the imagination by laboring cannot reach in a long time, that we are a very nothing, and that God is everything. One caution I give you, not to think of reaching this degree by your own strength or diligence, for it is vain. Even if you had devotion, you will remain cold, but only say with humility and simplicity, which obtain everything, thy will be done. End of chapter 32.